Our next speaker is Afsana Akhter. I have known Afsana for only 20 years almost. She's a dear friend and she is an SLP mentor. In fact, I would not have known about SLP if it weren't for her. She said she heard this amazing organization was being founded and it sounded like what I was looking for, and she was right. I'm really grateful to her for being thoughtful and thinking of me, and she continues to do that. She sent me some great info earlier today, in fact. Um, so I remember when Afsana first started her digital health journey many years ago, and today she is the Chief Growth Officer at Keo. She's based out in Mountain View, California. She's got a ton of experience in sales and business development in tech and digital health, and look forward to hearing her share tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tamara. SLP is near and dear to my heart because, as you said, I remember when you and Anupendra were starting it, and I also was starting my journey in digital health. So it's a real joy to be here to speak with all of you. I would love to share some anecdotes from my childhood and professional career that I feel really define me and have helped me in my journey and in my career growth. I like to start with my childhood. I'm originally from Bangladesh, and I grew up in both Bangladesh and the US. Between the age of 5 and 18, I switched continents 5 times. The first 2 times I had to learn brand new languages. I was switching between school systems, cultures, friends, family members. There were many, many challenges, but I really, really cherish the fact that I could grow up immersed in my homeland culture as well as US culture. And what I developed and learned from that was resilience that serves me until this day, because as we all talked about in the stories we've heard, life takes many twists and turns. That we have to hear a lot of no's, especially as women, and I think resilience is just key. The second aspect that I'm very grateful for is the fact that while I was a child and growing up, I had really amazing female role models. I like to tell the story of my maternal grandmother, who was, again, born and raised in Bangladesh in the 30s and 40s. She was married at the age of 15. And even though her husband was wonderful, she was still married at the age of 15. She had 5 children, but she never gave up her ambition to become a physician. And she did. She was the first female physician in OBGYN in her region in Bangladesh. She had a very supportive husband and very supportive family. In fact, it took her a long time. She and my mother actually graduated medical school the same year. But between her and my mother, who is also an MD, PhD, and broke many molds, I learned that it is a-okay for us as women to have extraordinary ambition, to be unapologetic about it, for it to be status quo, for us to pursue our career and have children. And I'm so thankful to them for them being the trailblazers that they are, and for just showing me how we as women can give ourselves the permission to break the mold and be ambitious and take our rightful place wherever we think that may be, and to really have the courage to be different. I remember when I was in a school in Baltimore, I was the only non-African American in the class. Then I went to a classroom in Georgia where I was the only non-Caucasian in a class. Even when I was in Bangladesh, I was the only kid with, an American accent in the class. So just learning to be at home with who we are and our differences, and proceed with courage. It gave me also extraordinary work ethic that helped me have accomplishments both as a kid and then as I grew. I attended MIT and graduated with 2 engineering degrees, and I worked in engineering for a while, but then I found my true passion in digital health and building companies in digital health while also, doing good for people. And that's very rewarding, being able to work in digital health, leverage my technology background, but again, still make a positive impact on people's lives. I'll share just a couple of lessons that I've learned along the way, particularly in career development. which is, yes, as women, we do have to work twice as hard. We have to prove ourselves over and over again. We are told no many times. And as hard as we work, tremendous results that we may create, that's great, but it's not enough. And what I found is, despite the good work I do, the great work I do, the extraordinary work that I may be doing, it's not enough. We need mentors. We need our network to open new doors for us, and we need advocates. And I remember when I wanted that first promotion, I heard no from the CEO once, twice, and then it was thanks to my advocates that I was ultimately able to get it. And one of them is here today. So I give a shout out to Jeff Galen, who's in the audience today. He was my manager at a tech company and really advocated for me to get a leadership role at that company. And I'm very grateful for that. And my learning from that was, yes, we have to do the hard work. We have to deliver extraordinary results, show our excellence, but we need advocates to get to the next level. And the second lesson I'll share is that as we progress through our careers, you know, in that first phase, it's about self-leadership, achieving excellence, contributing. But when we get to that leadership level and then have to really be successful as leaders, what I've learned is that just that strength, that ambition also is not enough. What we need to then build on top of that is turning that strength into vulnerability at times, turning that intelligence into emotional intelligence, and then not only producing our own work, but really developing others, helping others produce their best work. So it's a continuous journey, and I've had to spend years really learning what my own strengths are and where my areas of development are. But it's a very rewarding journey to move through those phases of leadership. So again, I can't emphasize enough the importance of the network, our mentors and our advocates, but also kind of breaking out of our initial mold into the new mold that will help us get to the next level of success. So thanks again for having me here, and I look forward to hearing more stories.
Thank you. Wow, I'm hearing a lot about breaking the mold and mentoring, and I'm not at all surprised, but I love these themes. Thank you. And